welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin, exploring the southernmost island of Japan, Kyushu, and trying to find some Rolex watches or good mechanical watches. And I found this Cellini. It's pretty. I really actually like it. It's an A serial, so it's from 1999, early 2000s.
Now you can see two prices. The smaller price, the 388,000 Japanese yen, is without tax. The bigger price is with tax. With tax, it comes to about 3,200 USD. Now that's a really good price for a Rolex, and one that seems to be a full set at that. But there's a reason for that low price, couple reasons. And one is the size. We'll talk about that. Another is the fact that it's not an oyster. And the third is that it's got some old elements. I'm talking about the movement. Now this has a 1602 movement that was developed in 1993. It's a manual wind movement with a beat rate of 21,600 beats per hour. So it's kind of on the slow side. It's got a 46-hour power reserve and it's non-hacking. That's not a plus, but this is a two-hander, so it's not like you need to stop a second hand. And it's a non-chronometer movement. So when you compare what they were putting in the A serial oysters at the time, this is a lackluster movement. It's got a beautiful and clean Jubilee dial. I love the Romans. I just wish the hands fit it. They're too short. 18 karat gold case. Now for a dress watch, this case back could be a lot better. That's something I mentioned a little bit later, but it doesn't seem to be polished, and that's a good thing. Now, I'm not sure about the service history of the watch, but my guess is it's never been serviced. It's got a Rolex crocodile strap, a lot of life left in this strap, except for a small tear. Now it looks pretty good on the wrist, but we get to the size, and despite what I say elsewhere in the video, it's a 32 millimeter watch. That's what I found on the internet when I looked it up. And it fits me. It's got a really nice gold buckle, and it looks really well looked after, and I think whoever had it was sparing in how they wore it, but you'd have to be. It's not a water resistant watch. I mean, I think it's slightly water resistant, but with that strap, I mean, it's not like you're going to be taking it in water, but it does fit nicely for a dress watch. Nice thickness, no issue with that, but they could have done a lot better on the lugs, something more creative, some bevels, some chamfers. Missed opportunity.
It's 33.9 millimeters, and that's including the crown, so without the crown it'd probably be about 33 millimeters. It actually fits me pretty well, and it's a beautiful watch. Now, this got me thinking a little bit about the Cellini line, and there's just one Cellini left, the Moon Phase. That's a beautiful watch, but the rest are gone. And is this a sign that Rolex is going to discontinue the Cellini line? Well, maybe. I think not, though. Well, it's more of a hope than a prediction. Now, I think the Moon Phase is a placeholder, meaning I think that is still in the collection to remind us that the Cellini is still here, still around, and maybe it's going to be returning. Now, keep in mind that Rolex is opening a 5th factory. Now, are they going to make the same kind of watches, or are they going to use that factory for some hot horology? Now, a lot of people say that Rolex wants to be the next Patek, and you know what? They could really do it. It would mean a couple things. They'd have to work on their movements, meaning they'd have to decorate them, make them beautiful. They can do that. And they'd have to give us a display case back so we can enjoy that. And they could totally do this. And so I would love to see them compete with Patek. Now, if they did this, they'd have to do it right, meaning they couldn't pump out these Cellinis. These would have to be like artisan pieces, but they could charge, wow, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 for these pieces. And you know what? They would sell. Now, a year ago, they would totally sell out. Right now, I'm not so sure, but I still think they would. I mean, especially here in Japan where you cannot find anything. So if they came out with a $100,000 display case back, beautiful decorated movement, haute horology, brand new Cellini line, it would totally sell out. And that could really bring an interesting aspect. My whole problem with the Cellinis of the past was that they kind of looked like a Patek. They kind of were going for that Patek thing, but it was just such a fail. I mean, no display case back, no beautiful movements. It wasn't haute horology. On the outside it was, and it looked the part, but inside it just not so, right? And I think they could do it, and they could do a beautiful job, and it would reinvigorate the Cellini line. I mean, how excited would you be at the idea of a display case back, beautifully decorated movement Cellini? I think it could be really interesting, and I think it could give Patek a run for their money, and other dress watches a run for their money in the way that the old Cellinis never did. I would love to see it. I mean, I could actually get excited about the idea of getting one of those watches, although it's not kind of my thing. I'm more of a sports watch guy. Anyway, let me know what you think about this 33 millimeter Cellini. It's a, what is it, a 5115? Really good price on it, but not my kind of watch. I'll hold out for the forthcoming Cellinis. I hope. Cross my fingers, right? Cross your fingers. Let me know what you think about that. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Here I am in Maebaru on Kyushu. I used to live very close to this area, but I never knew about this park. And it's on a hill. Kind of feels like you're at the top of a mountain with the sun setting right there. That golden light, it's beautiful. And Japan is a very interesting country because you can live in an area for a long time and you come back to it and discover new things. There's a lot to explore here. It's a very safe area, of course. So right up ahead, let me pan around and you'll see it behind me. Looks like you can go a little bit higher. So let's check that out. So that's where I was down there. And I'm up in this little grassy area here. Looks like you can go higher still. All right, that path on the left will take us up even higher. All right, here we are at the very top. All right, there's the area I was just standing earlier. Beautiful view. I'll have to bring my daughters here tomorrow. It's probably about a 10-minute walk away, hanging out with Baba and Gigi. And then behind this thing, another area. Now this is the very top. All right, guys. Interesting discovery. Hey, that's what traveling's all about. Discovering things, exploring, and it's best when you have an excellent timepiece to do it with.